This is how you get destroyed by social media algorithms.
It's unreliable.
Right.
So I mean, I was getting to a point where I was getting 1 million views an hour on there as soon as I posted a video. It was an explosion of exposure on there. And then little by little, it started to go away a little bit, which I'm like, that's fine. You're only something new and fancy for a little while. And then after about a year and a half went by, they just completely dropped off. I couldn't reach any of my followers for some reason. So I started hitting up TikTok. Like, they can find you a representative that works over there and everything. And they told me to my face on Zoom, they were like, yeah, we just don't push stand-up anymore. It's such a shame that I can't advise other comedians to like build an audience on social media, because eventually they're just going to shift the algorithm and you can't reach them anyways.
Exactly.
Can't be on here long again. So creating content in spite of being shadow banned, right? So a lot of people say that, and here's one of the reasons why people say they've been shadow banned. Because of Matt Rife, famous dope comedian, he had somebody to call. Like, hey man, what's going on? Because like they said, like people, they say, there are people who are talk to these people behind closed doors in offices. I remember, who is that? Mr. Shoot, I just forgot his name. His brother in the Black Manosphere from Oakland. I didn't forgot you. My bad, bro. I was about to say Mr. Let Go, but it ain't Mr. Let Go. He went to YouTube a while back, and he was like, "What's going on? Like, how come people's channels aren't growing?" And they, at the time, they were pushing more. They had a lot of ladies in their upper in their management, higher ups, and if I'm not mistaken, it was like LGBTQ friendly. So you had people who were in that community blowing up. And he was like, man, but they told him, you can't record the conversation, you can't film the conversation, blah, blah, blah. I think he recorded it anyways. But it's one of those things where, like, look, we're not letting certain things get out, even though people tell you it's a fair, free market. If you can put up the content and be consistent, your channel will grow because YouTube needs that, in a sense. They need more content creators. And the reality was, it wasn't like that. Basically, they were like, okay, we're going the LGBTQ route. I get the kids route. Like, we're promoting the kids channels. We're promoting the family channels. And there was a time where in that you had conspiracy channels blowing up, and then they shut that down. And then you had the Manosphere channels. We got shadow banned. We really didn't get shut down. The Black Manosphere, we got shadow banned. We didn't get shut down because what happened with us was a lot of people were basically repackaging our content. You get what I'm saying? Whether it be men, women, and you see it to this day. So that's a thing. And that's a part of feeling or being shadow banned, when you see your content and your talking points used on other platforms. Like, there were other Black creators that felt, and I can say, were shadow banned, in my opinion, because the topics that they were talking about, whether it be global politics or just everyday life, they would wind up on their exact talking points would wind up on these huge channels. And the people would see that these channels were subscribed to them, and they'd be like, yo, if you do it once, that's okay, we got similar thinking. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you go, hold up, time out. How's this? These motherfuckers using my content at this point. They're using it at this point. At this point, they're using it, and that's part of why people fled to TikTok, because it was like, yo, we go on to TikTok because you can actually grow organically and get views if you go down that route. And you see how they shut that down, because he was talking about TikTok. And what winds up happening is there are some people that can push past the shenanigans of the shadow banning, and there's some people who can't, right? And sometimes you got to change your content strategy, and some people do it and some people don't. And then some people will say, well, if you do this and if you do that and if you do this or that, it'll just boom. And it's like, no, No, because people are making the exact same content, sometimes the exact same way as somebody, and they're allowed, their channel grows just exponentially, and it doesn't make sense to people. And sometimes it's like, hey, people like other people more. Sometimes people gravitate to this person more than other. Some people have, great personalities, right? And people gravitate to their personalities and they blow up. Now, truth be told, there's some people who dry and they blow up, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like the whole social media algorithm equation doesn't make sense. Because what winds up happening is you have a bunch of people who are making content, and it's kind of like back in the day when you had underground rap, where people was like, why are we listening to this artist when this artist is so much better? And people have to put you on to the underground artist. And that's what basically making content on YouTube became. If you feel shadow banned, or if you are shadow banned, you're an underground artist. You're basically, quote unquote, doing it for the love, right? Because there's nothing probably in it for you. And people could say, hey man, how can I say this? People could ask the question, how do you know if a person shadow banned? Let me ask you something. If a person uploads 1,000 videos, none of them go viral. 2,000, none of them go viral. 3,000, none of them go viral. 4,000, none of them go viral. 5,000, none of them go viral. 6,000, none of them go viral. Let's just stop at 6,000. You can keep going, but you start to realize, wait. There's not one topic that this person ever said that garnered attention. News story, life thing, Gaza, nothing. Just nothing. It's like, and then you got somebody who just does a dance. And it's like, wait a minute, time out, bro. This don't make no fucking sense. It don't make sense. And then people used to, and if you got smarter to it, you started searching to see if your videos would come up, because they'll tell you stuff like, oh, taglines, this, that, and the third, put it in this, put it in this aspect. If you're a political video, make it about politics. If it's current event, make it about current events. If it's news, if it's trending, yada yada yada. And then you would see, if you did that and you did the exact same thing, your video wouldn't even, you couldn't find your own video. Think about it. Like, okay, the NFL draft is tonight. So if you made an NFL draft video and then you look up NFL draft videos and it's like 25 pages of NFL draft videos, and you're like, where's mine at? And you search through all the 25 and you don't even see yours. Says NFL draft, tags for NFL draft, you don't see yours. Then you're like, wait a minute, that's some bullshit, man. Some bullshit. That's how people realize, oh, I'm shadow banned, because they do a news story. And you'll see the news page, and the story's on the page. And it might have 4 or 5, depending on the type of story, 4 or 5, maybe 20 pages. But even the one that has 4 or 5, because you might jump on a news story early, you don't see yours. Like, what the fuck? Shadow ban. That's when people go, okay, man, this is what's going on. And some people feel shadow ban because, I'm going to tell you, some people channel grew and they're still making the same content. And the drop off was like, wait, time out. This is way severe, G. And like he said, you could reach out to people. We've said that before, people have commented, I thought you didn't make videos anymore. Because people have been unsubscribed and had to resubscribe. That's how people know they shadow banned. And it's not going to stop. This is what they do. So it is what it is. But I'm done. Peace.